It's time for our final build in Mornington. Good morning and welcome to MorningCraft. Grab a drink, get comfortable, and let's begin. Good morning, it's time that we finish off our final district. This episode is going to be my last building episode in Mornington. I do also do a Halloween build for tomorrow, but yeah, this one is the last one in Mornington. So I started out by laying out some rough structures for new buildings. We've got this sort of garden section in between, which is just going to be a nice little place to sit. And then we're going to have walkways from the two buildings into it. You can see we have a sandstone one on the left, and then we've got a more Tudor style build on the right. And I went for a floral theme with these builds. So I put a bunch of peonies, and then I used azalea leaves to create almost like wisteria going along the buildings. Here's a lovely photo of sort of wisteria on some houses. And overall, I'm pretty happy with these two. So let's continue on with the district. You can see I added a water wheel in this garden here. But then I added this brick building on the end of this row. This I sort of imagine would be maybe a restaurant or sort of something along those lines. And I added these sort of what they call planks going across with pillars on the other side. And those pillars are going to be at the start of another building made out of stripped oak logs. And you can see those planks going across the walkway form a nice little area for plants to grow. But we need to fill in the other side of the road. And so let's get to work on that now. You can see me putting in the first of many terraced houses. These are pretty common in the UK, so I thought I'd have a go at making some of my own.
We have discussed all the possibilities. I don't think there is a way we can help you here, and you refuse to travel to somewhere we can help you. We will try to help where possible, but we cannot guarantee your safety.
So they came here and ransacked our home to find a man to hurt you, and yet you want to push us aside.
The silence was thick and potent. The coal dust in the air felt like a cool mist under this tension. And at that moment, the Dog King spoke. He proposed a solution, one that terrified all, but like the laces of a boot, his explanation zigzagged from point to point, pulling a plan together. Chapman and the mage looked on in horror, which, after a turn, faded into an acceptance. The people of the heap looked on in disbelief, a look which, when placed upon reason, placed hope in the people's hearts for the first time in generations.
So it's decided.
Do you think he can handle it?
There is no one else that could.
You can see me building up the terraced houses here, using different kinds of stone for each one, and getting them all to a nice, regular height. The road does dip down one block, so I match that in the houses as I go along. And then I added some roofs and some steaming chimneys to each of these. Though I guess it would be smoking, as they'd be burning fire, rather than having a kettle or a boiler on or something. And now this road feels more like a road. Now it's got buildings on either side. And I continued on with the wisteria along these terraced houses. Quite pleased with these. I think they look quite nice. But these houses are known for having gardens at the back, and so I put in some trapdoors to make some fences. And these have some lovely lakefront property. And these gardens do need a little bit of decoration, but I moved on to this great big oak building. I put a pink and white skylight in the top of the building, and then I worked on some of the gardens surrounding it. And then I got to work on the backs of these terraced houses. You can see the drain pipes for these, and the back doors to each of the houses. and little decking behind them. And you can see now we've got more of a defined structure to this oak building, and a bit more structure in the brick building too, as well as a roof. I also built a covered area using some campfires. And I gotta say, I'll never get bored of that cathedral. But then I finished off this area with a bunch of wildlife and greenery just before the fort. You want a nice clear area outside it so it's easy to protect. But honestly, I'm really happy with this street. You can imagine someone working in the market and living in one of these terraced houses and having a very nice walk to work. But overall, I feel that this was a really nice, really beautiful build to finish off our final district. You can see how far this city has come. We've got the market hall, the castle, the cathedral, the statue, the clock tower, the courthouse, the arena, the wizard's tower, the library, which is pretty new, and then you have the university and the dock area. We've done so much, but it's time in the next episode for quite a big story. So we'll see what happens then, and hopefully I'll see you there. And there we have it. It's the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have the most amazing day. In the next episode, the story is going to unfold. So I hope to see you there, but if I don't, I'm going to leave you with this daily quote. Here we go.